So I just want to do a really quick, about 5-minute breakdown of one feature of one of the most striking and sometimes one of the most misunderstood cards in tarot. That card is the Five of Pentacles, and specifically the church window. Now, this isn't going to be in depth. I just want to touch the surface on this, and I want to give two positive interpretations and two negative interpretations. The full video regarding the church window and the Five of Pentacles will be available in the course. So make sure to sign up for the newsletter on the ALKEMYSTICA website to get info when the course is released. Also, I will have a link in the description box below if you want interpretations of the 4 fives in tarot. So let's go ahead and have a look at the church window in the Five of Pentacles. So if you're familiar with tarot, you know the Five of Pentacles. And I have it here. There are the two figures, poor, injured, wearing tattered clothes, trudging through the snow. One is barefoot. One is leaning on crutches. Maybe they have some issue with their foot. They have a bandage on their head. And they both look completely exhausted, completely abandoned or downtrodden, and even physically debilitated. So just looking at this card, the first glance, it seems that they are in complete misery. And it's hard sometimes to see this card coming up in a reading because it does speak of some kind of struggle, some kind of challenge, usually financial, hardship, or some kind of health issue, or isolation, or some kind of loss, some kind of challenge with something, usually material, and it gives that feeling of being left out in the cold. So I want to have a look at two negative associations first, and then two positive associations. So, and I want to do this so we can kind of end on a positive note. So negative, again, we're going to be focused on this church window because as we can see, these two figures are here, and then what is above them is this church window. And this is sometimes overlooked in readings. Sometimes the focus is more on the two individuals versus the church window. So negative associations, when you think of the church, what comes to mind? Sometimes maybe the Crusades, religious wars, the church getting mixed up with politics, with political leaders, sometimes corruption. So throughout history, the church hasn't always been on the up and up. So looking at the card now, see how the figures, as they walk, they're not even looking up at the window. They're passing right underneath. Again, not even glancing up. So they may not really care to accept help from the church. Maybe these two individuals are aware of the corruption of the church, or the lies, or the hypocrisy sometimes that's associated with the church. So getting help from the church isn't something that they're interested in. They could also believe that their situation isn't going to improve. So they may be trudging along thinking nothing is going to change, nothing is going to improve. They are so focused on their own suffering that they can't see the opportunities around them. They are too into their own problems to notice this invitation for help. So they walk right by it. So in both of these interpretations, you may simply not want to receive help if you pull this card, for example, especially if the person or place offering you the help is associated with corruption, lies, or being hypocritical. You may follow the first interpretation of not wanting to receive help from someone or some place that is associated with some kind of negativity. Or going with the second interpretation, you may have help available to you, but for some reason you're not seeing it because you're too focused on your own problems. So this segues into the two positive interpretations now. Let's have a look. Looking at the church window again, think about what else the church can represent traditionally. Refuge or warmth or even some kind of sanctuary or protection. Think about all the films, old films where people would run to the church to escape demons. They were sometimes protected in these places. Usually the church traditionally was a warm place from the cold. It offered some kind of spiritual or life assistance. For centuries, it was the place people would go if they were poor, or even sick or hungry or in some kind of need, if they needed clothes. Possibly even these people may need clothes. So the church window suggests that some kind of help is near, it's available. And the figures may feel abandoned because literally they are physically out in the cold, but right behind them is a shelter. All they have to do is turn around and walk in. So this is another interpretation that help is available and it's right behind you. It's right in front of you. It's right next to you. Another interpretation is that it's also a reminder that wealth isn't only about coins or possessions. The Five of Pentacles belongs to the suit of Pentacles. And what is Pentacles? Pentacles is material things. It's money, health, resources. But the church window makes this statement that spiritual wealth is more important than material possessions here. So even if your pockets are empty or your health isn't that great, your spirit can still be rich. So that was just a few different interpretations, both positive and negative, referring to the church window in the Five of Pentacles. Like I said, for more information or to get the full video, the in-depth interpretation, that will be available in the course. So let me know what comes to mind when you see the church window in the Five of Pentacles and if you've had a personal experience. We'd love to hear about it. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos or updates. And get the newsletter if you want to know more about the course. You can also contact us via the links below for tarot readings, consultations, and more.